Happy Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and most of my clients are stressed out because it's extra challenging around holiday season to stay focused on your health and not sabotage yourself regaining fat. You have spent months of getting leaner and now you can't control yourself because you never took the time to study or master your mind because it was never your top priority. So here you are again, stuck succumbing or terrified by succumbing to your fears. And what are you feeling? The fears, and where are you ending up? With your fears, with your head in all the greed feed you want, that you don't want later, but right now you want it, so you go for it, because there's nobody forcing you to eat it. And it is delicious until you've eaten too much, and when you know the consequence. Which means you could stop all this future coming your way if you want to be self-aware. If you want to figure yourself out and not spend another holiday season neglecting your health, discouraging yourself, taking many steps back, because it does become harder and harder every little repetition of yo-yo dieting, which is what you do when you work it as I'm gonna work hard, and then when there's a pause or I can't do it, I'm gonna have a cheat day or forget about it, then start over later. Now every time you do that, your body gets smarter, so it just won't tap into fats as easily. And I think it's a combination of our minds get more impatient. We just quit earlier and earlier. When I work as a coach, I have the same talk from clients that you want help. You know that I am honest and I am passionate and I don't forget you and I care about you. You love that. And you say it's so rare to find someone who cares about you more than you care about it. Now, in your mind, you believe that if you only have the right help, the right nutrition knowledge, the right gym, the right equipment, the right time of the life, the right mood, the right season, the right weather, the right song, the right company, the right nail polish, everything's going to be good. It's your way. So when you work, we're forgetting that the whole challenge is that in order to stay in a fit body life and to stay healthy, to have a good fitness life, a good health life, to live a life in the body you have and feel great, to remember that the body is here for your adventure, for your experiences, for your travel. It keeps your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, whatever you are, in a body form for now. So yeah, the more you want to enjoy that, the more you're going to have to take care of your vehicle of transportation, your home, your body. Now, some people like me want to have a very beautiful looking body because I love to put my eyes on myself and see, man, I built that. That requires more work. So it means people who want that are going to work for a lot longer time. There is no way to suddenly go from overweight without any shape or fitness exercise experience and think just because you want it, you're going to have it here. But you might believe so because you're listening to people or fads or brands who don't care about honesty and transparency, who just care about getting some more dollars out of you. And that's easy when you're desperate. It's easy when you're told a lie. It's easy to do that if it seems so much easier. Here's your diet plan, you're going to love it forever. Don't worry about it. When you don't want to do it, then again, just have something in moderation and then go back on your plan. Well, if you think about it, you're going to be on that plan until you die. And I don't think you have thought about that. So, one of the big kind of shocks for people is that the problem is that you are forgetting it's a lifestyle and you have to automate your lifestyle, as in naturally picking the right stuff for you. That you have to learn that is the way to kind of get out of your super focus awareness where you're tracking and looking at everything and you're super alert, aware that everything you do will impact your results. Then that becomes very much of a stressful thing, so you don't want to do it. So that's another thing. It's stressful to have to focus that everything you come into your mouth is gonna either help you or not, because it becomes almost like you feel that you have no control. It's the opposite, because the first step to control is to get rid of your over-control attempt, which is just a symptom for having no self-reliance at all to trust. So your your fear of having no power over your urges, to have no control of your body and yourself, is because you don't. So it takes time to work that skill. Now, clients who think about staying strong think it's something like fasting or to be relying on willpower, that if you just have to stand strong. Well, yeah, but what happens is when you're not going to want to do that anymore, that's when you end up having this problem with yourself. Those moments where you have a problem with yourself is where your mind wants it to be, that if you just have a coach to reach out to, someone to keep you accountable, someone else outside you who can stop you from being yourself, who can stop you from going for what you love so much, then you're gonna be good and you're gonna be happy. Now, do you hear how that is very strange? That you want to be stopped from what you can't help, your love. Now, this love is an addiction for you, but it's still the same thing, that you can change the way you love for something that is good. It's not just dysfunctional. But that requires you to be full-feathered training in Fittest Life, as in you are in it for the full 4 seasons, not just when it's easy. So every year in coaching work and Fittest Life, is everyone promised golden dreams and golden cash and everything. You're never going to be a normal human again because it's too important for you. Yeah, that's when you're fatter than you want to be and you are just dedicated to yourself right then. It just doesn't last. So then you get upset with yourself that you have posted proof that you were going to commit because you thought that was going to help you. Then you're realizing that you just make another lie. You just make another excuse, right? And now that becomes you living a lie. You feel fake and you feel like you can't even reach out to your coach because you know how I'm so honest and you feel that you're just an idiot. And how can you be like that? And I'm thinking, that's you in your head. I know what you're struggling with. I just can't help you the way you're trying to be strong on your own. Because here's the reality, that if you keep on making small mistakes every day, that is the way you live. That is why your body is what it is today. That is the life you lived. No change is going to come from you simply just wanting to be stronger or remember this time. Because here I'm going to be a little tough on you. What is the difference between this time and the last time? Then I'm going to push you a little bit harder here. How important is this really for you if you keep on waiting for wanting the results that you are so impatient about? And it's so important for you to have them. And now, if I know the exact way to get results, and I know the absolute opposite to get results, how come you keep on choosing what is making results happening completely not ever gonna happen? Then I wonder, are you aware of this? Because you might be, and then you realize another thing you didn't think about maybe, because you're not aware. That you really just want to have an excuse for why you can't do it, because it's not really what you want to do, but somehow you have a complex, an idea that you should be wanting to do this. Maybe once in your life you had this idea, now you think you have to somehow commit and swear in your whole life to a fitness goal. That's again when you blow it out of proportion, because when it comes down to it, if you don't take care of your body and you're not in a normal body healthy range, you're probably not going to live that long, because that is the stats, that is the data. So if you want to live long, you want to have a body that can live long, and that's not going to be an obese body with high triglycerides, high insulin levels. Doesn't matter if you go on Ozempic, because if you do that and learn how to eat healthy, you're going to realize that you will see people regaining all the weight anyway after Ozempic, after knowing how to eat, to stay on that. How come? Because there's more than to just eat to have a body. There's the enjoyment of food, the social experience, the anticipation. And if you never get to master your mind, to have moderation of what you have to moderate in order to have it, to have that balance you talk about, you're not going to have the skills. So that's what happens to Ozempic people, that you thought it was the diet. It's not. It's about your mentality, your mindset, your perception of eating, and what is to die for, what is to eat, what are you eating. So a lot of people forget satiety and they wonder why they never feel full. Yeah, you're not even eating for your body, so no wonder. And then Greed Feed is designed with so many calories and so delightful that it is really to want to be trying to moderate heroin. Of course it's going to be a challenge. If you want to do that, you got to be up for that. It's extra hard. It's no different than when you learn how to refeed and learn treats in moderation. You're not going to have the skill or the power of your mind to have a little. So when you think you have never experienced in your life how to stay strong around temptations and all of a sudden you think you're going to be it, that's just a lie. It's again almost like you want to fall for your own lie because that way you have the experience and then you can self-loathe after, so you want that. So when I tell you that, you don't even want to admit that you do want the greed food because that's what you end up with. That you do prefer to sabotage and forget about yourself and then use everyone else in the whole world as a reason. Here are some reasons you love to use for you who cannot commit to yourself. Well, I said in the beginning, but holiday season, that you have no friend to support you, that people are idiots, people don't understand, other people are bringing food they want to eat, people are not on your diet, so you should try to have everyone else on your end. It's always other people who's the problem, right, for you. That's the big problem, that you are using your loved ones, your friends' ones as a scapegoat for a crutch that sometime in your life you committed to this person or these people and you love them and that was great. So you have to get back to that feeling or you're gonna hate your life. So if you choose to stay, you gotta do all you can to keep it good, because otherwise it's gonna affect your mind so much, which it does. That's why you're stuck. So when you have me as a coach, you have to know that there's no way you're gonna do this message of send the message to the one who will help you stay strong. Because you think that's what you want to do. You're gonna be like all my clients, realizing that when it comes down to it, it's not that important. It's more important for you to keep on being the junk person you want to be. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't take the easy way out all the time, because it just shows your motivation is not as strong as you want. It might be really deep down there, but there's something stopping you. And I think that's good. Because to choose something really much harder lifestyle than you want, at a level harder or higher than you want, and you don't even want to sit in a bench and listen to me talk about mindset, which is the whole thing, that your mind and your thoughts chooses all this, and your thoughts become your belief, and then you believe things and you hold on to it, and you just keep on listening to diet myths. Because what do? When you don't really want to fix a problem, because you don't even realize it's a problem, what do? You don't use the program. The program's fighter diet, the POBO. No. You just waiting and looking for something else better, that in the future there's going to be a solution for all this. And here we have all the solutions. The fighter diet, if you want to eat. And if you want to moderate, it's fighter diet anyway. And if it's any diet, you just have to be on a diet. So there are nothing we need to solve. The problem is that you don't want to commit to yourself and you don't want to know your mind. So trust me. This is how you run it with me. When you are in the mood, you love to have help, you love to have Pauline around. Yes, I get it. When you don't want to be your tough self and you don't want to lose the privilege to have the greed feed, you want to talk about it's so bad for you and you don't want to have it, but you still want it. It's like this sex affair. You're going to end up with it anyway because you want it. So you have everything there you want, there's nothing to wait for. So how come then, right, that what is really your issue? The issue is that it takes a certain commitment to any level of healthy life. And if you're not living up to that level enough for your body to become the body you want to be in looks, and you don't have the patience to wait for it to brew or to bake like a bread, you don't have time to go through the whole making a garden, you have no interest to build up your own empire, well, you're not going to have the reward. So all you happen to, when you believe in this of someone else is going to help me, then you're always fooling yourself, because only you can stop yourself and only you can make yourself happen every day. And when it comes to body, it's just the body's like life. You gotta be consistent and committed to life every day. You can't start or stop by mood. It works if you don't care about your body. If you're gonna fit in a dress and you're gonna have waist trainers and cinch or corsets on all day long and then out when there's no corset on, you can do that, but you can't live a fit life with a fit body who's not living the lifestyle. And the lifestyle means every day. A lifestyle isn't something you do when you're in the mood. It's important to not believe in this savior complex that you're going to have a fit as Jesus who's going to be so amazing that you will just stop wanting to be human. You're just going to stop behaving the way you are. Because all that is just, again, externally finding something. And if you're externally going to be relying on something, guess what? You're not going to be sustainable because you can't rely on what is externally given to you. You can't outsource your own dedication to self. But people in general want to use it about, how you feel about your people who are not living up to your expectations. Remember how you love to talk about them? How they're so bad? Yeah, I don't, because I know that's people. You included, and I love you, but you gotta know what you are for me. When you're in the mood for being helped, you are so nice and kind. But then you promise that you're gonna reach out and make sure that I stay close to you when you're gonna have your tough time. Then when it gets closer to tough time, you get very busy usually and you stop. It's like the messages become less and less. So the closer you get to where you do need someone to help and you have nobody else but me and I'm showing up for you, you won't. Because then it's more convenient to skip and use probably the Pauline's too busy or just take the whole thing that you don't want to. So right now you want to eat all the chocolate you have at home and then feel fatter and then you want to hate it and then you're going to have it again and then you're going to believe that you're never going to want it again because you feel so disgusted by yourself and then just a moment later you want it again. That won't stop unless you change the way you perceive what is it you're doing and why is it that you want to help yourself when you are just making yourself your own worst enemy over and over. I would never have interest to have a partner who behaves like that. And I am my own partner, so I care about my feelings. So that's another thing here. If you don't care about how you feel and you think it's fine, the way I reasoned many long time ago now, that is a fine, I'm going to have this cheat day. And then I know I'm going to take 6 weeks for me to work this off. And I'm ready because I'm going to do it. It's worth it. It's never worth it to do that for me again. Never, ever. It's not. And when I say 6 weeks, it's because that's how I can sabotage myself in a really good cheat day with ice cream and chocolate, Pauline style. Just love that day, have just that, and then I'm going to regret that for a long time. That's what my body has taught me, that I don't get away with anything, and that's the best blessing. Because if I had the luxury of having a body that lets me get away, I would never have fighted it. I would not have this gift. I wouldn't have the problem program solution. I wouldn't have anything, and I wouldn't be so happy about the holiday season. I would be like you, terrified about myself, and already here have checked out for my own fitness conscious because I know I already now I'm too scared of missing out, and I'm also too scared of feeling full. I'm scared of everything, and what happens? Well, I'm just gonna end up with my fears again. It really takes a certain breed of people, eagles, who see through all this about the mind and realizing that you are not your strongest self. You are not the one you want to be in your ideal self in fitness and body. You might in everything else in your life and you get thinking it's so weird that you're so productive in everything else career, but hey, you probably just fueled that with chocolate milk, didn't you? It's easy to kind of sit and study when you have access to chips and toast, French toast on the side. I know that because I always wrote my best fat loss books when I was eating the crap at the same time. I was so motivated then. So I know that. Now here's the thing too, that you're just gonna stop the whole crying about why is it so hard? Oh, I wish it was easy. Because that is just waste of time. Instead, focus on what makes you happy and feeling great in fitness and health. Set it to your level. Instead of being so enthusiastic and ambitious just to fall flat over and over. Nobody cares about that but you. So that's why it's important to want to make yourself happy and be strong for yourself. So right now when it's Thanksgiving and everyone wants to stress about how to stay strong, it's the POBO, it's the satiety, it's to eat full, to be full before you have your greed feed. There's no way around it. If you have an appetite, it's going to be like that. And yeah, it's easy to fatten up with a flat belly all day long because you're eating the high calorie, low volume, tasty, delicious Moorish food. So many clients also think they're coming back on a Monday after Thanksgiving. Oh, I lost weight. Woohoo, I got away. Oh, no, you didn't. It was just water. And 2 days later, you're fatter. And then you see on the scale, it has packed up there. So the scale isn't reliable. It's not going to keep you away. And it's definitely not helping you with POBO. Because when you're scared of the scale, guess what? You're not going to POBO. So then that means you are going to stop doing what prevents you from sabotaging because you're scared of acute changes on the scale that discourages you, which is like a weather report, that you're going to believe there's not going to be sun because it's raining today. So all these acute evaluations are where you are stopping yourself because you can't build your fitness life on acute evaluations. You are not to evaluate should you have a refeed, should you not, should you have calorie increase or not. That's not an everyday thing. So to summarize this is the lack of insight comes from a lack of wanting to study the beast of the nature as in yourself. You are just not getting out of yourself any good traction because you're not aware of all these thoughts. You are not in your mind self-reflecting, taking them out. You're just holding on to cultural installments of what you've been told or believe, and then you hold on to that. So if I kept on holding on to I'm supposed to be young forever, I should never have gray hairs, I should never grow older, I should always look super perfect, I should stay 20 in an image, and I would always think about how to please other people in looks. It should always be about looking sexy, it should always be about man, whatever, I would be so bored, but also very much more like you, as in the worst is that you care about people's opinion about your body's looks. And you can't stand up for what you do because you need company. That's what I offer, right? So I offer my company place for you who are not strong enough to have me closer. But that doesn't come for free, and I want you to know that the cheapest option I have for FT8's community is also where people need me the most. And those people are the ones who will never show up to a message because you are just not at all ready to be your own best friend. So I cannot help you become your best friend if you're not showing up for yourself. And if you're not doing it and you notice how the same stories every year, it comes down to that fact of when do you want to change this? And are you sure you want to do it? So there's no stress in thinking how should you be strong around now, holiday season. Because this is something that you are building throughout time, just like if you want to become strong at squats or you want to do compete in body building, you gotta be doing that. You gotta train for it, for your events, and that's a long time like an athlete. Now think about that in fitness life, because that's how you have to see it. You are just training for fitness life skills to be able to be stronger in that. And you keep it fun by having different training routines, different diet plans, different things to look forward to. But at least you are living the lifestyle of a body that is going to be fit and healthy. That means the lifestyle. Imagine now you want to be strong around temptations, and temptations is life. You're not going to live a happy life just because there's no temptations. You're going to find a way to find it. It would be a boring life without anything to seduce your mind or want, or like, ooh, I want that. You got to have that. You want it to build up and be like me. Use your training as your motivation for your reward coming up. Because I wouldn't train hard at all if I didn't have my way of having a carrot of, hey, this is what I'm going to have. I got to train hard first, or I'm not going to have this. I say that so I work hard. It's not really a threat, But I also don't feel like I really want to reward myself if I don't do what I need to do. That's just my entrained self-rapport. But if I kind of don't care about it, I won't do it either. And that's the freedom I have for myself. And I love that. So for me, think about it. There's nothing that stops me from having all these things. I have access to it. I can go buy it. But I don't. Why don't I? Why don't I when I can just have a cheat day and it wouldn't matter anything when I show up? Because I live my life transparently and honest, and I have seen through that so long time now that there's no interest in me to kind of pretend that this is the last time. I just know too much. It's not the last time. It's gonna be more of this is the first time I'm gonna have this craving, because every time I present something I want again, I'm gonna want it again and again and again. That works really well for me when it's productive and it's in my conducive plan, having the bowl, my dessert at night, but not if it's now a nuisance, like something that is annoying me. So yeah, every thought you choose matters. When you keep on being angry with yourself, you're just you're bearing the whole deeper down. There's not one part of you who thinks that you're gonna make yourself happy by beating yourself up a little bit first. Because if that is the relationship that you think is love, I think all of you are stuck in your abusive relationships for a reason, that you think that is true love. To have someone who beats you up all the time, you think that's just love. It's not. And it's definitely not self-love. Thank you for listening, and I give you all my support and all my love. Remember now that you can choose to have a coach like me in your corner, but I can't force you to be honest and vulnerable, and trust me that you do have to show up and let me in. Because otherwise you're just going to live a lie and pretend and justify. That's fine, but that's the duck mentality, not an eagle. So if you want to be an eagle and be your best self, you got to learn from people who are stronger, mindfully stronger than you are. Because otherwise you're just going to listen to the same ducks in the duck pond and never fly over the big oceans. And you are designed with the wing slats to fly over big oceans and see all you can do with yourself. Happy Thanksgiving, happy weekend. I'm back in coaching for Tuesday in the FD8. We have Q&A on Wednesday, and Thursday's form check. On Sunday, the 1st of December, all my clients are started on the bench squat program. And you all need that. I'm just gonna say that. You all definitely need it. But hey, needs are not the same as wants. And every woman wants to have a perky body. But how hard do you want to work for it? I work harder than ever. I train harder than ever. I don't train heavier. I train harder. And man, do I love my training. In a way, I never loved my training. So there's a lot to gain by wanting to see everything you think about yourself might be completely wrong. And there's chapters of life you're gonna go through one after one after one. But if you want to write the book in the movie form you want, you gotta focus on the visualization, which is every day. Like I live my life in my mind first. I build my body in my mind. And that is where my focus is, on all I want to build. So when you go in and look in your mind, look at what are you focusing on? What is the majority of your thoughts? What are they about? Because that is what you become. So make a little experiment, see where does your mind go? Do that over the weekend. All my love to you guys. Love, 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 love to you.